What does Zyn give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but real freedom. Freedom to do what you love and choose your rewards. With Zyn Rewards, you can redeem points for premium tech, outdoor gear, and gift cards to your favorite retailers. Find your Zyn and keep finding rewards that fit your lifestyle at zyn.com/rewards. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Now's a good time to remember where tequila's story truly began. In 1795, Cuervo invented tequila.
Cuervo.
What are you doing here?
Cuervo. Anytime someone says Cuervo, I show up.
Well, I do know that to be true, but even during ad reads, like...
Cuervo.
I think you could lay out, especially for one of our great partners.
Sweet, delicious Cuervo.
Since then, Cuervo has stayed true to its roots. The same family, the same land, the same passion.
Cuervo.
So, enjoy the tequila that started it all. Cuervo.
Cuervo.
The tequila that invented tequila. Proximo. Cuervo.com. Please drink responsibly.
Cuervo.
The Florida Panthers are Stanley Cup champions for the second year in a row. They beat Edmonton again, but this time, as I correctly predicted, they won in 6 games. I got that right. That's me.
Congrats to you.
Thank you very much.
And the
It's all
Panthers.
because of me. Oh, yeah.
But mostly to you.
And congratulations to all of us because we are not going back to Edmonton.
Welcome. Be there right now.
Yeah, we absolutely
be at the morning skate right now.
Oh my God! Could you imagine we'd be getting ready for a Game 7?
No,
the
I don't.
Nerves.
I don't have any
Oh
meat.
my God!
I don't want to imagine waking up early to do this show on remote.
Been there, done
I'm
that.
so happy I'm not nervous and anxious and miserable.
Welcome to the Hockey Show. My name is Roy Bellamy. That's David Dwork. That's Ethan. That's Rosie. They are in the shipping container. We have DJ Bean from What Chaos. Coming up in a little bit, we're going to talk about the series and the aftermath of the Panthers winning the Stanley Cup for a second year in a row. Now, for those of you who are watching on DKN, you can watch that interview and the rest of the show on the Batard and Friends YouTube page. Just click on the playlist tab and click on the Hockey Show playlist. All the episodes are there. So go ahead and check that out. Here's a reminder for everybody. We have merch on LebatardAF.com. We have Shutdown City shirts, but most importantly, we have jerseys. Jerseys with our names on it. So please buy it because...
Wait, the Cup Final's over.
Yes, it's over.
Who won?
It's going until end of June because of the...
As I was trying to say, Ethan, from until the end of June, proceeds will go to a nonprofit that rescues dogs. It's called Rescue Paws. And for more information on Rescue Paws, you can log on to rescuepawsfl.org. Now, fellas, lady, I'm exhausted.
Me too.
Not as exhausted as me, Roy.
Why is everything about you, Ethan?
I never said it was about me. I just said I'm exhausted too. I feel your pain. Probably more exhausted than you are.
You went to 11
did.
last night.
I did.
What was the scene?
Unbelievable. One of the coolest things I've ever been a part of. I mean, it's just...
Did you go last year?
No, that's the thing. Is last year I didn't go, and it was the biggest regret of my life. And so this year, I promised myself that if the right circumstances...
Oh, yeah, you got
the boys were there.
The boys were there.
If the circumstances were right, if I could get in...
I want to know how many of the boys.
One. About 8, I would say.
8 of the boys.
It was one. It was Mike.
No, it was...
And none of the ladies. There were no ladies there, huh? Except for the ones dancing.
It was a whole lot of dudes in that place. But let me tell you...
Sausage fest.
When you get up in close and personal with the Florida Panthers, you see what they're talking about when they talk about this unit, this group, the camaraderie, the brotherhood that they have. It's not bullshit. It's real. The team is so close. They love each other so much, and they just love hanging out with each other. And it was so cool to see and so cool to be a part of. And it feels like I really got to celebrate with the Florida Panthers, and it was one of the coolest things I've ever done.
Speaking of how much of a family that this team is and the type of culture that this team has, I want to play a video of Paul Maurice because at the end of the game, he rewarded the fourth line of Thomas Nosek, A.J. Greer, and Jonah Gadjevich, the final shift of the season. They were out there. And
pretty cool.
Once the final horn hit, it was them on the ice going straight to Sergei Bobrovsky, and then everybody else off
Paul
the bench.
Maurice can't be that guy any more than he already is. He's on the bench in the middle of a Stanley Cup championship moment, and he's having the presence of mind to put a sentimental line out there. Like that's just so cool.
Here's the sound of Paul Maurice telling the fourth line going onto the ice, "This is yours. Go ahead."
I'm going to get you out there. I want you three f***ing guys on the ice for the last shift. So you throw your off when we win this. Because we're down f***ing 2-0 against Toronto. And you f***ers got us here. You get the last shift.
I love it.
Barkov! Nose has the last shift!
That's awesome.
I love it.
That's awesome. He's telling the first line, get off the ice so the fourth line can
That's
get
so
on.
cool. Like in the middle of saying this incredibly sentimental message to his thumpers, his fourth line, his grinders, in the middle of that, he still has to coach. So he's talking to you right, Barkov line! And then he goes right back into it because he's like, you guys are the reason we're here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love that. I love everything about that.
It's
They
so
were big
funny
in
that
Toronto
they
series,
scream.
yeah.
They scream to the players. I don't think they can listen.
No, they're listening for that on the bench. That's how they know who goes next, is the coaches will yell the name of the center. Bennett
Oh my
line!
God.
Yeah, that's what they do.
And they hear?
well,
Yeah.
obviously.
Line changing is so
Wow.
insane.
Wow.
I
It's
know
amazing that there's not
it's
a lot
insane.
more
Yes.
too many men on the ice.
It's insane.
Even though it was too many men
Well,
on the ice
'cause
at the end of the game.
They know who they're responsible for. The center goes for the center. The left wing goes for the left wing. So if they jump off early, that's why.
Yeah. It's time. Probably for
Is gonna blow.
maybe for the second and last time, maybe the last time of the season, but it is time to go through what happened in Game 6, and to do that, we go to Rose. It's time for Rosa En Un Minuto. Take it away, Rosie.
Okay.
Do you have music for that? You got me on the papers and everything.
You told her she was gonna do it for DJ.
Yeah.
I did?
Yeah. Okay. So sorry I was not ready.
We're on
Oh, if
one
that's
today.
the case, we'll do it for DJ. Turn it down. We'll do it for DJ. Sorry about that, Rosie.
You're making me edit.
I don't remember anything that I did for pre-production, apparently, because I am that tired. So that it just doesn't make any sense. I apologize. That's my fault. Sorry about that. So, since we're not going to go to Rosa En Un Minuto, because I am saying that right from now on, we're going to go straight to wins and fails. Brought to you by Jägermeister. Jägermeister, serve a code or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister, damn, that's code for more. Visit Jägermeister.com. Drink responsibly, as Rosie is wiping sweat from her brow because she wasn't ready for that. Sorry about that. Anyway, David, go ahead. Your win.
God, I'm sorry, Rose. You look so frustrated.
Oh, my
over there.
gosh.
No, it's okay. I'm just trying to juggle
Juggle
a
a whole
things.
bunch
So,
of stuff?
Yeah, go,
Now you know how I feel.
Yeah, go.
Okay. My win of the week goes to the Panthers. Goes to the Panthers leadership because after they won the Stanley Cup, when the cup had been awarded, Sasha Barkov lifts it, brings it over. The team comes together, an awesome moment. And then the next 10 guys to raise the cup were all the guys that had never done it before. So it went from Barkov to Nate Schmidt to Seth Jones, Thomas Nosek, Vitek Vanacek, A.J. Greer, Jesper Boqvist, Mackie Samoskevich, Uvis Belinstis, Joseph Megna, and Evan Cormier. They all got to lift the Stanley Cup before anybody else on the team did. The team wanted to make sure that all the first-timers got their experience before anybody else. And that's just, as we continue talking about how amazing of a team this is and how great they are together, that was just another example of why they are such a selfless bunch and why they're back-to-back champions.
Yeah, that was awesome, especially seeing Nate Schmidt lifting the cup because he had just missed out on Vegas winning their Stanley Cup. So, yeah, that was great seeing Nate Schmidt getting the second handoff on that one.
Yeah, very well deserved.
My win of the week comes from the No Kings protest. Surprising, isn't it? The No Kings protest, specifically in Los Angeles, when this man walked around with his fellow defenders of the United States Constitution wearing a Edmonton Oilers jersey while holding a sign that said, "Did someone say eliminate the Kings?" Now, as you remember, the Oilers were down 2-0 in the first round to the Los Angeles Kings before storming back to win the series and eventually winning the Western Conference in a very serious time in America. It's very it's very comforting to see that we can still be smart and funny while showing our patriotism. And we kind of need that nowadays, considering what's going on in the world right now. So good on that guy, and hopefully we'll get through what the hell we're getting through right now. Ethan, your win.
My win of the week, also for the Panthers. This moment in the locker room, though, was really awesome. I love the troll here of Matthew Tkachuk standing on a table singing Pink Pony Club. The audio is really bad, so you won't be able to hear it, but can we roll the video so that you can just see Chucky smoking a cigar, looking as cool as ever with a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, those
playing
shorts.
Pink Pony Club by Chappell Roan, which we all know was the Edmonton Oilers victory song. I can tell you that song was in the rotation last night at 11, probably played about 6 or 7 times while I was there.
Yeah.
And I think even one time, Chucky was like, let's do this one more time for Edmonton. They love trolling this team. I don't think there's any love lost between these two teams, let me tell you.
I really want to hear every single chirp that these two teams had against each other, because it was downright hateful.
Yeah,
It'll come out over the next couple of weeks.
It was a nasty series apparently, and there's no love lost between these teams. And I think the Panthers are going to have some fun with Pink Pony Club this summer. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. As much as I find that song annoying, play the hell out of that this summer. Rosie, go ahead. Your win.
Okay, my win of the week is last night they played a Queen song and everybody was in unison with the song. So we can play it. 1, 2, 3. Are the champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting till the end.
I don't think we can play the rest of that.
Exactly. So that's why I just put like 10 seconds.
Do you guys realize that song was playing as we walked onto the ice the other night?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I thought that was great. Let's go to the fails of the week, David.
My fail of the week goes to our boy Brad Marchand. It's a fail wrapped within a win. But he was out in Fort Lauderdale with the rest of the team on Wednesday morning partying after they won the cup, and somebody snapped a picture of him. And in that picture, he was smoking a cigar, drinking a coffee, drinking a spiked iced tea, and then he had
Why is this a fail?
No, it's just the combination of cigar, coffee, spiked tea, beer, I don't know. To me, it's very gross. But like I said, it's a fail wrapped in a win because he's only doing that because he's a Stanley Cup champion. But I don't know. That seemed kind of gross to me. Maybe
it's a bad combination.
Maybe
man.
that's good for Ethan in the morning. But for me,
I mean, let the guy celebrate, dude. Look at him. He's having a time. Having an absolute time. That's some combination there. The cigar at 8:30 in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning is pretty gross.
Combining it with like a fresh coffee and spiked ice, just that whole combination to me, it's like, yeah.
The fail of the week for me happened in the Calder Cup final as the Charlotte Checkers faced the Abbotsford Canucks. They're fighting for the right to be the champions of the American Hockey League. It is a responsibility for an official to make sure that the goaltender is set and ready before dropping the puck. It's also the responsibility for the center who's taking the defensive face-off to make sure his goaltender is set and ready. And that did not happen because what happened here was off the face-off in double overtime in Game 1, the Checkers scored. And they scored because the goaltender was taking a sip of water and was not ready. Now, they reviewed it, and the referees, citing that the goaltender was not ready, had to redo the face-off. The goal did not count. And then 5 minutes later, Abbotsford went down to score, and they won Game 1.
Wait, did he not even? Did the guy win the face-off into his own net? Is that what happened? I've seen the replay a few times, but I was actually watching the goalie.
Yeah.
He won the face-off into his own net. That was like a triple fail.
Abbotsford beat Charlotte last night to go up 3-1 in their series. Yeah. Now, keep in mind, the Checkers are the Panthers' AHL affiliate. There hasn't been a Stanley Cup champion and its AHL affiliate that won in the same year since 1995 when the Devils did it, as well as the Albany River Rats. So, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen this year.
You never know.
All right. So, coming up next, DJ Bean of What Chaos is coming up next. We're going to talk about the series and what happened afterwards. That's coming up next here on The Hockey Show.
What does Zyn give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but real freedom. Freedom to do what you love and choose your rewards. With Zyn Rewards, you can redeem points for premium tech, outdoor gear, and gift cards to your favorite retailers. Find your Zyn and keep finding rewards that fit your lifestyle at zyn.com/rewards. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
We have DJ Bean from What Chaos joining us. He is the co-host with Pete Blackburn. Pete Blackburn is currently golfing. So here we go. We are going to go over Game 6, and we're going to do it like this. We are going to go to Rosie for Rosa En Un Minuto. Rosie, take it away.
Okay, let me know if you understand, guys. So here we go.
Good luck, DJ.
Yeah, so this is Rose in a Minute. Hola, hijos de Stanley se queda en casa. Los Florida Panthers son oficialmente bicampeones de la NHL. Ganaron la final en 6 juegos contra los Edmonton Oilers y se coronan en Sunrise con una victoria contundente de 5-1. Sam Reinhart fue una bestia. 4 goles en el juego 6. Sí, 4. Se convirtió en el primer jugador desde Maurice Richard en 1957 en anotar 4 goles en una final. Y sí, aprendí a decir Leon Draisaitl, pero esta vez Reinhart me hizo gritar su nombre. ¡Esa!
That's how you say it.
Matthew Tkachuk, el alma del equipo, metió el gol que selló la copa. Sam Bennett ganó el Conn Smythe como MVP de los playoffs, con 15 goles, el máximo de todos. Y Marchand, que llegó a esta temporada, anotó 6 goles solo en esta serie. Una locura. Bobrovsky cerró la puerta a 28 atajadas en este último juego y dominó la serie a principio a fin. Algunos números. Florida lideró el marcador más que cualquier otro equipo en una final, 255 minutos con ventaja. Esta es la tercera final consecutiva y la segunda copa cedida. Y Canadá sigue esperando desde 1993. Barkov levantó la copa, se la pasó a Nate Schmidt, que la ganó por primera vez, y el resto fue una celebración con ratas, lágrimas y confeti. Este es un minuto de Rose, de Hockey con Rose, el gran cierre de una temporada de puck, pasión y muchísimo caos.
Time!
Champions.
Boy, don't you do that. All right.
As much as I love it.
Before we get to DJ, we are going to go over Game 6 in English. It's Rose in a Minute.
First.
Yes,
DJ,
Rose, go ahead.
DJ, did you understand anything that I said?
That was French, correct?
Oh my God! Okay, I love that.
I heard a Maurice Richard at one point in there. I did hear Maurice Richard.
But no.
My French not so good. I think I heard maybe like avec was in there, but I didn't. No, I'm more Spanish. That's more my speed.
That was Spanish.
So that was Spanish.
That was Spanish. Now it's time for English. Rosie.
Okay. Now you're gonna understand, maybe or maybe not.
Maybe not. Or maybe.
Okay, let's do this again. Hello, children. Stanley is staying home. The Florida Panthers are officially back-to-back Stanley champions, winning the final 6 games over the Edmonton Oilers and sailing the Sunrise with a dominant 5-1 win. Sam Reinhart were full beast mode. 4 goals in Game 6. Yes, 4. Here's the first player to do that in the finalists since Maurice Richard in 1957. And yeah, finally...
Richard.
There it was.
I don't care.
Right.
Finally, I learned how to say Leon Draisaitl, but this time Reinhart heard me screaming his name. Matthew Tkachuk, the soul of the team, scored the cup, clinching goal. Sam Bennett took home the Conn Smythe Trophy as playoffs of MVP with 15 goals, the most by a player. And Brad Marchand, a mid-season addition, dropped 6 goals in the series alone. Madness. Bobrovsky shut down the door again, 28 saves, finishing off the series dominance from start to finish. A few numbers. Florida led the scoreboard more than any team in a cup final ever. 235 total minutes ahead. And there was a 3rd straight final and their 2nd straight cup. Oh, and Canada, still waiting since 1993. I don't know if I have that right.
That is correct.
Barkov lifted the cup, passed it to Nate Schmidt, a first-time champ, and the rest was all hats, rats, tears, and champagne. This was 1 minute with Rose, the season final fog, passion, and a whole lot of chaos. Back-to-back champions, baby.
That is the same music that they played at 11.
I was just going to say,
night.
I felt like I'm back at 11 with that music. I love it.
Yeah, the Panthers celebrated with the fans at 11 last night, and it seemed like they are running the exact same celebration sequence that they did last season. And Sam Bennett made a bit of news because he got on stage and he said this. Roll the video, please.
I don't have much to say, but I do have one thing to say. Leaving.
Yeah. So no name on the contract yet, by the way. Aaron Ekblad looks like he's not going to, or he might not return to Florida. And that's going to probably give the Panthers a chance to re-sign Brad Marchand. Dave, let's go over the contracts that the Panthers have right now on hand and what they might be doing. What do you have over there?
All right, so the contracts that Bill Zito signed, a lot of team-friendly deals. You got Barkov, Tkachuk, Reinhart, Verhaeghe, Forsling. The interesting thing about all these contracts is, A, as I said, team-friendly term. B, they're all signing bonus. Everybody gets their money July 1.
Mm-hmm.
1 million base salary. That means if there anything that happens during the season, if anything stops payments, if there's any, like a lockout or any kind of crap like that, anything that might mess with their money, all these players are getting paid right off. It's just a nice little incentive that Zito throws into all of his contracts to he's a very player-friendly guy. He was an agent. He's been around.
Yeah.
So it's just yet another reason why guys would like signing contracts with the Panthers.
So a majority of the core is already locked up. It seems like they're going to end up locking up somebody who's very much going to be
all those guys
paid a
I
lot
just
of money.
mentioned are signed at least through 2030, most beyond.
Yeah, and just based on this season that just transpired, DJ, tell me what excuse that the league is going, or whoever votes on the Jim Gregory Award will come up with for denying Bill Zito from finally winning GM of the Year.
Well, I mean, if you guys could get off your piles of money from living in a no income tax state, you would and clear all the extra money that you have out of your ears, you would understand that Bill Zito actually doesn't do much. It's really just that they don't have to pay income taxes, and that's that.
Oh, that's the long and the short of it, eh?
I get that's
just
it.
Typical rich Florida people. This is how. Look,
I'm not rich.
This is how you live in. If you live in Florida, you automatically get way more money than you would get anywhere else, and you're automatically
that's
rich.
That's why it costs so much to live down here.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
That's why a townhouse costs $1.2 million. Okay.
Yeah, 2 Americans on that one, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, this is how the other 41 states live. Okay, I'm over here sweating. It's just a tough time. No, Bill Zito is the best GM in hockey, obviously, and Sonny Maeda is the best assistant GM in hockey.
Yeah. And
I saw something yesterday that was saying, like, man, Gregory Campbell, whom I love, should be getting sniffs as a general manager. And I'm like, Sonny Maeda should be getting sniffs as a general manager. Jeff Merrick's been on the show with us a bunch, and he says that they don't do anything without that guy's blessing, without that guy's okay. And everything they do works. When's the last signing or addition they made or pickup where you're like, what are they doing there? So
Ben Sherratt, Robert Hagg.
Yeah, it's a smart operation. Yeah. It's also, when the team is good, Florida's a very attractive place to play. It's just when they stink, respectfully, it's a wasteland. I've seen what it's been like when the teams weren't good, and you both, all of you have definitely seen what it is when the team isn't good. It's just kind of there's just kind of nothing going on, and games will occasionally draw, but not really. Sometimes you're getting more fans from the other team, and that's not as fun. But when the team is good, what's not to like? Yeah. You don't have a ton of media pressure. The weather is beautiful. Yes, there is the tax benefit, which I think is both overstated and understated at the same time, because it is a benefit. It's not the only thing. It's not a huge deal. But when Bettman comes out and says, oh, this is ridiculous, it has no factor, like, that's a lie. So there are so many reasons why this team is good. But ultimately, the biggest one might be that they've got a hell of a GM in Bill Zito.
Fun fact, Sonny Maeda also do not play poker with that man. He will take your money.
That man is a numbers guy. He knows what's going on over there. What do you think about the big, I guess I can say the big three free agent situation? It seems like Sam Bennett's going to sign. It seems like
he's not bleeping leaving.
He's not bleeping leaving. No, you're absolutely right about that. From the horse's mouth on that one. It seems like Aaron Ekblad is going to leave, and we don't know about Brad Marchand as of yet. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, Brad Marchand, I don't know if he's going to be with us by the time July 1 rolls around.
So, he's a Dairy Queen right now, as we speak.
It's going to be a diabetic.
Yes, he's going to be diabetic. I mean, Lord help the guy if he's got any sort of lactose issue. He can get a Dairy Queen deal and a Lactaid deal. Nothing but the best for the absolute legend Brad Marchand. I've gone back and forth with this because the Panthers aren't a dynasty, but they can become one. And the way typically to do that is to make a lot of hard decisions and say goodbye to a lot of good players and keep flexibility and always make sure that you can keep adding guys at the bargains you have to this point. So many of Florida's pickups have not been, oh man, they paid through the nose to get that guy. It's been, they've had the space. They found someone who was undervalued or underperforming somewhere else, bring them in, and then get something great out of them. Obviously, Gustav Forsling is the biggest example of that. If you're always right up against the cap, there are only so many PED suspensions and Matthew Tkachuk injuries that will let you duct tape it together. So I've preached keep cap flexibility. I've preached sign Bennett, and obviously don't sign Ekblad. I think he's going to get a bad contract, respectfully. And tough decision, but don't sign Brad Marchand. But as this series went on, I'm like, they've got one pick in the first 3 rounds the next 2 years. They've got no first-round picks the next 3 years. They don't have a prospect pool. So do you just run this into the ground? Do you just sign everybody? Zito said after game 6, that he could sign everybody. I actually think that signing everybody isn't too unattractive, or at the very least signing both Bennett and Marchand. For Marchand, though, he should want top dollar, and he's not getting that in Florida. I do wonder, though, does he like it so much in Florida now that he lets the Panthers sign him for what he was going to offer the Bruins, which was something like 3 times 7, which at this point is a massive discount from what somebody else would give him, because I think he can get 4 times 8.
Well, and to follow on your thought, like the last deal that he's coming off of, the one he just signed in Boston, an 8-year deal, he was only getting like $6.1 million from that, so he might be a little bit more inclined to get a little bit of a payday.
Just based off what I saw last night, he doesn't look like a guy that's going anywhere.
Oh, boy. That
he loves it here, man. He loves it.
Yeah.
Brad Marchand, currently, as we speak, is at a Dairy Queen in Sunrise, serving blizzards. The flavor currently, and they renamed it, chocolate chirp cookie dough. What do you think about that name?
Oh, I like that. You know, some of you are probably confused. Chirp is, they say that when someone's like talking trash. That's what that means.
Yeah. That's exactly. Yeah, Mike Ryan's been saying that entirely too many times over the past few months. Ethan, go ahead.
DJ, you are an Oilers fan, so I understand if this is a disappointing time for you. I was listening to your guys' episode yesterday, kind of breaking down where the Oilers go from here. Now, you guys were on, I believe, before the McDavid press conference, so I want to play this clip for you and the audience, and then I want to get your reaction to what he said yesterday.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. This core has been together for a long time, and we've been building to this moment, all along. The work that's gone on behind the scenes, the conversations, the endless, disappointments, and some good times along the way, obviously as well. We're all in this together, trying to get it over that finish line. With that being said, ultimately, still need to do what's best for me and my family, and that's who you have to take care of first. But of course, there's unfinished business here. Yeah,
that's not good, man.
That with that being said, is going to be the 3 herd round Edmonton, isn't it, DJ?
Yeah, I'm not crazy about that. Connor McDavid is usually a man of few words. I wish he remained one yesterday. I wish that he. Why do you got to shoot his mouth off? Everyone says, why doesn't Connor McDavid put his personality out there? Why doesn't he? Why doesn't he say something? Connor McDavid, shut the up! Like,
do you think that's why Pete is not here, because he now knows that what Greg Cody said was a little bit kind of true?
Look, I'm a Cody. Rose, if there's anything that you should know about me, I'm a Cody guy. I love a good columnist. I love someone putting it out there. And Cody's column showed why we need columnists, because Greg Cody wrote a column. I said, hey, you see the Cody column? Pete said, I hate that guy. That column made me so mad that I hate a person. Billy said, I don't know who Pete Blackburn is, but I hate him. What's this guy's problem? He talked trash about my podcast, which I didn't do anything to Billy, and just everybody melts down. This is why we need columnists. This is why we need. There is like 13 different shows that got content out of Greg Cody writing like 3 paragraphs.
So
God bless him.
Is that why Pete is not here right now?
No, Pete's golfing, which
Nice. How convenient.
Yes. And obviously, golfing has like a negative connotation with hockey, even though that's what everybody does in the summer.
Well, it's an appropriate way for him to be spending his first days of his off season. I think that's a very hockey decision. Now that thinking about it,
he may have also been afraid of the thank you. Sorry, TJ, my bad.
No, go ahead.
Of the thank you Boston chants that Brad Marchand was participating in, he might have been afraid of those.
Oh,
yeah, no, we got those on our show. Sean broke in, goated producer, and was like, "Hey, I got something for you." Pete was not happy about it. Pete wanted to change the subject. We didn't let him. He had a very hard time. I do want to say for Brad Marchand, though, because I know Brad Marchand. He and I go way back. I've seen his maneuvers. He's a brilliant man, but I think even my dumbass can pick up on a couple of them. So he does the thank you Boston chants. And everyone's like, ooh, thank you, Boston. Man, he's really going for it. And then I'm sure you all saw the Instagram story yesterday where he's doing thank you Blackhawks with Seth Jones. He's doing thank you everybody with Gustav Forsling, and he's doing that. And everyone's like, oh man, Brad Marchand isn't holding anything back. No. This is what he's doing. He did the thank you Boston thing, and he's like, damn, that burns a bridge in free agency. I got to be careful with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this to every team. So it's just one thing that I did on a drunken day and whatever we were drinking. That's that. If he only did it to a couple of teams, those teams are going to say, well, F you, Brad Marchand. Now they're like, now it's almost like a badge of honor when he does. Like the Blue Jackets are getting it. They're like, ooh, us? So that's what he's doing.
So what if he was at the club last night requesting dirty water? Where would that have stood with you?
I don't know. Like, I think that Brad Marchand has every right. I don't think that he's like F Boston. I think that he's having a little fun with it, and nobody likes trash talking like that guy. It's why he famously names his blizzards after chirping, which again is just, that's like when you're just like kind of dishing it out on the ice. They'll say, hey bro, don't chirp me. That's that kind of thing. Just a little hockey lexicon for the listeners of the hockey show so we can fill everybody in. I don't think that he's mad at Boston, but I think he's like, hey, you kind of effed around and you found out. Like, everyone agrees now. I was offering you a bargain, and kind of who do you think you are? Because you don't really have good players. You're willing to say goodbye to your captain over a few $1 million. Not great, boys.
Yep.
But all's well that ends well. I issued Don Sweeney a massive apology because everyone crapped on him. Don Sweeney saved Brad Marchand from himself because Brad Marchand was going to come back for 3 times 7. And we wouldn't have known about any of this. We wouldn't have seen any of this. I would be a happier person because the Edmonton Oilers would probably be Stanley Cup champions, not because they would beat the Florida Panthers, because maybe they would beat the Toronto Maple Leafs or something.
Oh, come on, man. There you go. Speaking of the Boston Bruins, you and Pete brought up a hypothetical trade between the Oilers and the Bruins. And this hypothetical is the Oilers trading Evan Bouchard, who's an RFA right now, and Stuart Skinner to the Bruins for Jeremy Swayman, Mason Lohrei, and a 2026 first-round draft pick that they got from Toronto in the actual Brandon Carlo trade. Why?
Why?
Why does Boston do that?
Why not?
Wait, why would who? Wait, that's important.
Why would Boston
do that?
I know why Edmonton would do that. Why would Boston do that?
To get the best player in the deal. And they didn't want to sign Jeremy Swayman to that. Look, this is fair. You should think Evan Bouchard stinks, and Evan Bouchard does stink defensively, but he was actually very good defensively this postseason, just the Florida Panthers break teams, and he was the worst player on the ice in Game 6. I'm so mad at him. And he's an infuriating player, and Bruins fans would absolutely despise him, but he's Bobby Orr. What did Pete say he was? He's Cale Makar, and he's if Cale Makar and Rasmus Ristolainen had a baby, which is not the greatest baby, but God, is that baby good with the puck?
Yeah.
He's Bobby Orr if Bobby Orr also sucked at hockey, but he is the best player in that trade.
But the sacrificing the Jeremy Swayman.
I have such goalie bias.
The sacrificing Jeremy Swayman after getting rid of Linus Ullmark. They're getting rid of both of the number one goaltenders in the past 2 seasons to get Stuart Skinner and apparently Bobby Orr. And a first-round draft pick, by the way. They're losing that, too.
Yeah, so here's the thing. The Bruins didn't want to sign Jeremy Swayman to that contract, and I think that contract is going to age well. But if you remember, there was a really lengthy and public negotiation.
Oh, yeah.
in which Cam Neely and Jeremy Swayman were taking shots at each other in the media. I don't know if you folks know Jeremy Swayman. He is the sweetest human being to ever be born. And the Bruins have jerked him around contractually over the last couple of years. He would have signed a team-friendly long-term deal a couple of summers ago, and they didn't sign him. They went to arbitration. Swayman didn't forget about it. He went out and had a good season, and then he said, okay, well, I'm going to shove it up there, you know what? Because if it's just business on their end, it's just business on my end. The relationship was not good. Jeremy Swayman then had a bad season. I think that Jeremy Swayman is going to bounce back, and I think that Jeremy Swayman is a top goaltender in the NHL. But people in Boston are mad, and they are mad about Jeremy Swayman. Bruins fans have turned on him, which I think is really short-sighted on their part, but we're all people. It's a free country. Think what you want. This trade proposal was inspired by my dear friend Mike Felger on his show. His takeaway from the Stanley Cup final was, Oilers lost because of goaltending. Can we dump Jeremy Swayman on them? And I think that's wrong for a lot of reasons, because the Oilers did not lose because of goaltending. Oilers lost because the Florida Panthers were a lot better than them. But yes, that's where it came from. I do love, though, that hypothetical was, someone tweeted a trade proposal at me, and it involved Swayman and Bouchard, but I thought it was a little wonky, so I swooped it up, I edited it, and I made it that offer, which I think would be the more equal offer. The reason I know it's a good offer is because both fans of the Bruins and the Oilers were both so mad about it.
Man.
Which means that it's not lopsided in either team's direction.
Yeah, fair.
This is what the offseason is all about. Hypothetical.
Hot stove.
This is why we love the offseason.
And I'll say, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I've got a thing with, it frustrates me where a lot of hockey people, until something actually happens, they think it's impossible and it doesn't make any sense. And we had this issue last year where on our show, I was like, if I'm a team that's got designs on making a playoff run, I'm calling on Seth Jones. And everybody was like, Seth Jones is there. That's the worst contract. No one's getting traded. And then Seth Jones gets traded to the Florida Panthers, and everyone's like, oh, damn. Now the Florida Panthers have Seth Jones.
For $7 million a year.
I'm just saying, a little open-mindedness. You're going to come up with some ideas that do happen. They're going to come up with some ideas that don't happen. But being closed-minded gets you nowhere in life. I'm saying.
Rosie is turning my mic off. That's a sign saying that we have to wrap it.
No, I'm so sorry. I did a very mistake. I'm so sorry.
I see Roy talking,
That's
and I see his mic off, and I don't hear any. I'm like, what's happening? And Rose's face went white.
I'm so sorry. It was my fault. No, it didn't go white. The guy, we went.
She's already white.
Well,
she's pale.
No, I'm sorry, DJ. I'm trying to produce here.
Yeah, you producer might turn my mic
we're
off.
trying to hire Rose, by the way.
Oh, you guys?
No. Rose is not a free agent. No.
She's all Jeremy Swayman.
I might be a free agent, boys. Be ready.
So here's the issue, though. I think that we would have to move our show to Florida so we can, because of the taxes. That's like anything that we offer Rose,
obviously.
She's going to be like, they're just going to match, and then I'm going to make $10 million because if you live in Florida, because of no income tax, you automatically are a multimillionaire.
So Sean,
is how I believe that math works.
I wish it worked like that, but wait, where are you based? Maybe
Boston.
I move. Then
Boston,
I'm gonna move.
Massachusetts.
Oh, Rose is moving to Boston.
I'm joking.
So Sean is basically your Linus Olmark, basically. You're just gonna cast him off.
Can we Sean in a first round pick for Rose?
No, if you're taking Rose, you got to take Ethan too. This is a package deal.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No. You take me along.
My dream is to have what you guys have, which is like 41 producers. Every Meadowlark thing I've ever seen, there's 19 people sitting around. Everything that Pete and I do, Pete and I finish the show, and then we get to work on editing and Photoshops, and like the grind doesn't stop. I want what you guys have, which is like 21 people just chilling.
Oh, no.
And you all have mics too, which I love.
We've earned
because
Well, Jason doesn't have a mic back there.
No, but DJ, don't let them fool you, because they don't do anything, but I have to do thumbnail, I have to edit, I have
They
to
don't
talk,
do
I have to
anything?
I do have to do a lot of things.
I'm formatting the show. What are you talking about? I'm the EP of the show. What are you
You're
talking
formatting the show, and then you're putting the certain things in the wrong segment.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
This is a
It's been
Stanley.
a bad day today.
Yeah, but thank you very
11.
much. I'm just saying bye for myself because if not, I'm gonna keep talking.
DJ Bean of what?
Bad practice. We're gonna like add basketball to our show or something.
What?
So Meadowlark will buy us, and just so we can have 30 people.
We got
just
Amino
need
Hassan
more
already.
people.
We got Amino Hassan already. That's oddball.
No, we're gonna have multiple hockey podcasts. That's what's gonna happen. It's a hockey show. We're gonna.
We got Missing Curfew.
No, he can come. He can no. He can come.
Yeah. That's,
Just said he wants all of the people. Just everybody is on what
people
chaos
without
staff.
people.
Mally on what chaos. Fuentes.
Taylor's coming in. We're all a big happy family.
Get us like Lucy Rodin. Get like
Yeah.
everything.
Rodin.
We're taking.
Rodin.
I apologize.
DJ Bean of What Chaos. DJ, thank you. We love you, brother. Thank you for joining us.
Appreciate you.
All right, coming up next, we did some interviews with the players on the ice following Game 6 when the Panthers defeated the Oilers for the second consecutive Stanley Cup. We'll get to those interviews coming up next.
Look, as a small business, we don't get to clock out, ever. We're always on, nights, weekends, holidays. So, when it came time to hire someone, we couldn't waste time. We needed help. Real help. Not Stugotz knows a guy help. We used LinkedIn Jobs. And we'll be honest, we didn't expect it to be that easy. We posted the job for free. LinkedIn basically held our hand and wrote the description for us. Next thing you know, candidates, qualified ones, not resumes written in crayon, real people who want to work. Imagine that. LinkedIn gives you all the tools, deep insights, easy filtering, one place to manage everything. We even threw the little hashtag hiring frame on our profile picture, doubled the number of applicants. Now we're part of that 72% of small businesses that say LinkedIn helps them find high-quality candidates. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/DLS. That's linkedin.com/DLS to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
I've mentioned it before on the show, but guys, I don't really get enough sleep generally. And so when I do get sleep, I want to make sure I'm getting great sleep. And do you ever, like me, wake up tired and think, maybe it's not me, maybe it's the bed? Yeah, it probably is the bed. That's why there's the Sleep Number Smart Bed, the bed that learns you. It adjusts to your movements, supports your body, and lets you pick the firmness on each side. No arguments, no flipping a coin, no sleeping on the edge of the bed like you lost a challenge on Survivor. Sleep Number's been working with the NFL since 2018. 80% of NFL players sleep on one of these beds. If it's good enough for a 300-pound lineman trying to recover from Sunday, it's probably good enough for your weird shoulder cramp from scrolling in bed for 3 hours. Why choose a Sleep Number Smart Bed? So you can choose your ideal comfort on either side. The only bed that lets you make each side firmer or softer whenever you like your Sleep Number setting. And now, it's the Sleep Number 4th of July sale. Save over $600 on the Sleep Number P5 King Smart Bed, the lowest price of the season, limited time, exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. See store or sleepnumber.com for details.
We're here with General Manager Bill Zito, and in September 2020, you signed on to be the General Manager of the Florida Panthers, and you built a juggernaut. Why don't you tell us how you feel right now?
Humbled, honored to be part of a group of guys and the coaches and players, our whole staff. Just wonderful people, truly team-first individuals, and you see what happens when it's a team.
Everything that you just mentioned is a big part of what people talk about with the Panthers, not just the skill on the ice, but what a great group you put together. How much pride do you take in knowing that you didn't just create a great hockey team, but you brought together a great group of people, and look at what they're accomplishing?
It's not pride, I think, so much as appreciation. You know, when you start with Sasha and you have Bob and you have Eki and then Matthew comes in, and like, you can't make them who they are. And each person is more gracious than the next. It's a gift. And so I think it's appreciation more than pride.
The contracts you were able to sign these players to as like team friendly, all of them. How much?
Ask them, it's hard, right? You got to come in, you got to live in Las Olas, you got to have a great big house, you got to make a lot of money, you might have to play with Barkov.
Yeah.
It sucks, right? Who would want to do that?
Well, how much of...
But seriously, no, I think guys are committed. I think they're committed as much to each other as they are, they want to win.
Bill, where are you going to take the cup? I know you're going to take it on a boat somewhere.
I have
you're going
no
to go fishing
idea.
somewhere,
Yeah.
but what's the charter going to be?
I'm going to go. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing for breakfast. But thank you for asking.
Congratulations, Bill.
Thank you.
We got Jesper Boqvist here. How do you feel right now? You're a Stanley Cup champion.
Yeah, unbelievable. I can't really believe it, I feel like, but no, unreal.
What can you say about the effort between you and your teammates, the way that you were able to march through this playoff and overcome all different kinds of adversity and still come out on top?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, no, I don't know, like, it's been such a long season, right? And we worked so hard, and I feel like all this series in this playoffs, we had to grow into it, and obviously all the teams play a little bit different, so we had to make some little small tweaks and stuff, and now, I mean, it's unreal. Yeah.
In games 5 and 6, you made a very good Edmonton Oilers team just look soulless. How were you able to do that?
Yeah, I don't know, like, obviously they're a great team, so we have to bring our best to have a chance to win, right? So, and I feel like we did, and when we do that, we're pretty hard to beat too.
And what are you looking forward to doing with the Stanley Cup this summer?
I don't know. I don't know. Just enjoy it with family and friends and stuff, so it's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Yes, but thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
We are joined by Niko Mikkola. Man, the evolution in your game just grew exponentially since your rookie season. Tell us your feelings now that you won the Stanley Cup for the second time.
It's a dream come true. I couldn't believe it like when I first signed here, but like I had a talk with the Barkey, and he told me first year we're gonna do it. We did it. We had a little talk this year. We're gonna do it again when we did it again. So it starts from the whole organization, all the leaders, all the depth we got in the locker room. It's all that. So it's unbelievable feeling.
Speaking of good feelings, how good did it feel when you and your defensive counterparts held the Oilers to really such little offense over the last couple of games? You guys really took them to shutdown city.
Yeah, it takes all 5 guys to defense those McDavid and Draisaitl. They're great players, and I think we've been doing that the whole playoffs and whole 2 years. Like our system is built on the like how we defense, and yeah, it's been great.
So what are you going to do with the Stanley Cup once you get your day with it?
Take it back to Finland again, my home city. Gonna enjoy with my family and friends, and we'll see. I haven't decided yet. I haven't planned it out, but it's gonna be fun for sure.
Well, you got plenty of time to figure that out.
Oh yeah.
Niko, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, Niko. We are here with Roberto Luongo. Roberto, your good luck on the drum. Brought us another Stanley Cup championship. How are you feeling?
Thinking of coming on full time next year on the drum, so 41 home games and playoffs, so we'll see how it goes.
Are you going to maybe get a drum set for the house? I saw you tweeted the Will Ferrell gif. Like, is that something we can see in your future?
No, we're going to save those for the special occasion, so hopefully we get here again next year and you'll see me on there.
Yep. Are you going to fill the Stanley Cup again with spaghetti?
I haven't decided yet. We'll try to change it up this year. We'll do something different, but it'll be something good.
Just how crazy is it? Just a year ago, we were standing here kind of amazed that the Panthers won their first Stanley Cup. Now, a year later, this team looks like they're unstoppable.
It is crazy. Tough to believe, especially doing it on home ice again in front of the crowd. So special. Just watching the guys hoist the cup on the ice and the fans cheering. I mean, 2 years in a row, it's unbelievable.
This is a very, very good Edmonton Oilers team. And the Panthers just made them look just lifeless in games 5 and 6. What do you think happened?
I think that's how we play. We grind teams down, and as the series progress, usually teams get tired of going to get the pucks on the dump ins and stuff like that, and fatigue starts to set in. That's part of the game plan that we use, and that's why I think you saw what happened the last couple games.
Lou, congratulations. Have a great summer with the Cup again.
Thank you.
And we'll do it again next June.
Hopefully. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Thanks, Roberto.
Thanks, Lou. We're here with Seth Jones, trade deadline acquisition, and it seems like you just came in, you did your job, you did your job well. Talk about your feelings right now.
Just emotional, 12 years in this league now. you put in so much effort every day, and this is what makes it pay off, right? This is why it's all worth it at the end. Special group of guys here, and I'm so happy that I'm here in this moment right now and have a Stanley Cup and get my name on that thing.
What was going through your mind when you're standing right over there a little while ago? Stanley Cup comes gliding over to you. You lift it over your head for the first time.
Yeah, it's just like I said, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about how special, my family here, seeing me in this situation, and they get to share this moment with me. I'm thinking about that, thinking about, like I said, the work that you put in every single day with these guys, and it's just a selfless group of guys, so humble. I'm just so happy that I got to grow with these guys and be here for many years.
You had your experience with Bill Zito in Columbus, obviously. When you got the call that you were being traded down here, you get to play for Bill one more time. What is your feelings when you got traded here?
Excitement. Excitement. A new chapter in my career. I knew how special this team was, or even just playing against them. But hearing the stories about this team, they obviously won last year, so I knew how great they were on the ice. But different, just a different group off the ice, and the way that everyone treats each other. Everyone's just as important as the next. The selflessness, the humbleness. I can't speak enough about it.
So what's the plan for the Stanley Cup this summer? Do you know yet what you're going to do with it?
No idea. I haven't got that far. I'm trying to get to the next 5 minutes.
Thank you, Seth. We're here with Nate Schmidt, and your contributions during this playoff has been extraordinary. Give us your feelings right now.
The fact that Cap gave me the cup first was something that you just can't really describe. It was the best lap of hockey I've ever done in my life. It's just, you don't really realize. I know we're up 5-1 with 2 minutes left, but it still doesn't feel like it's really coming down until the very end, until the buzzer goes, man. It's just to be able with my family here, people that have been with me from the very beginning, right, and my wife and my son. It's amazing.
I know the last half hour or so, it's been crazy. We've done a bunch of these interviews. Have you taken a moment to just kind of look around and let it sink in?
I feel like the last couple minutes of the game, that's all I do is look up and down the bench. Just look at the guys and just understand that this has been an amazing year, and I just couldn't be more blessed to be here.
You guys really made things difficult for Edmonton in games 5 and 6. It's like you took the life out of them. Why don't you describe what happened in this game?
That's our game. We just suffocate teams, and with our gap, with our speed, and with our depth, man. It felt like they were getting frustrated, and it just gave us more momentum, right? That's what we wanted. That's how we felt like if we can get them upset or chirping us and stuff, that's more of a win for us.
So, last question for you. Have you thought about what you're going to do with the cup yet this summer?
I feel like you think about it all the time. But I haven't narrowed it down yet, but I just want to thank the people that have helped me to get here, right? We'll see where that goes.
Nate, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, guys. Enjoy it.
Look, as a small business, we don't get to clock out, ever. We're always on, nights, weekends, holidays. So, when it came time to hire someone, we couldn't waste time. We needed help. Real help. Not Stugotz knows a guy help. We used LinkedIn Jobs. And we'll be honest, we didn't expect it to be that easy. We posted the job for free. LinkedIn basically held our hand and wrote the description for us. Next thing you know, candidates, qualified ones, not resumes written in crayon, real people who want to work. Imagine that. LinkedIn gives you all the tools, deep insights, easy filtering, one place to manage everything. We even threw the little hashtag hiring frame on our profile picture, doubled the number of applicants. Now we're part of that 72% of small businesses that say LinkedIn helps them find high-quality candidates. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/DLS. That's linkedin.com/DLS to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
I've mentioned it before on the show, but guys, I don't really get enough sleep generally. And so when I do get sleep, I want to make sure I'm getting great sleep. And do you ever, like me, wake up tired and think, maybe it's not me, maybe it's the bed? Yeah, it probably is the bed. That's why there's the Sleep Number Smart Bed, the bed that learns you. It adjusts to your movements, supports your body, and lets you pick the firmness on each side. No arguments, no flipping a coin, no sleeping on the edge of the bed like you lost a challenge on Survivor. Sleep Number's been working with the NFL since 2018. 80% of NFL players sleep on one of these beds. If it's good enough for a 300-pound lineman trying to recover from Sunday, it's probably good enough for your weird shoulder cramp from scrolling in bed for 3 hours. Why choose a Sleep Number Smart Bed? So you can choose your ideal comfort on either side. the only bed that lets you make each side firmer or softer whenever you like your Sleep Number setting. And now, it's the Sleep Number 4th of July sale. Save over $600 on the Sleep Number P5 King Smart Bed, the lowest price of the season, limited time, exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. See store or sleepnumber.com for details.